tea time. Did you hear the story about the woman who was looking for a new friend? So she went on Bumble BFF and she met this girl. So her and the girl hit it off. Her name was Claire, and they decided to meet up to hang out. And when they hung out, they had a great time. Well, at the end of the evening, Claire came to her and was like, you know what? Why don't you share your location with me? She thought that was kind of weird, but she was like, well, we're becoming friends. No big deal. She shared her location. Now, after that, they hung out even more, like 3 to 4 times a week. They was texting and talking every day. Things were going great. Well, Claire tells her, you know what? I want you to meet my other friends. And she's like, okay. So she goes to meet Claire's friends. They hanging out, having a good time. But one friend in particular, Maggie, she really likes her. So Claire goes out for the weekend. She goes away out of town. And the girl wants to hang out. So she contacts Maggie and say, would you like to go to dinner? And Maggie's like, yeah. So they at dinner having a good time when all of a sudden she looks down at her phone and she sees she has 9 missed calls from Claire. And she's like, what's going on? She texts Claire back, what's up? And Claire says, I know what you're doing. You need to stop. She was like, what? So she looks at Maggie and tells Maggie what's going on. And Maggie's like, don't worry about it. She could be a little bit weird, but she's still a good person. So she's like, okay, whatever. The next night, she's at her house. It's like 9 o'clock. She's chilling. And all of a sudden, she gets a knock at the door. So she goes to the door and she opens it and she sees that it's Claire standing there. And Claire is standing there like, well, I need to tell you something. You know, when you hang out with my friends, I don't like it. You don't hang out with my friends without me. And she was like, that's weird. So after that, she started avoiding Claire. She don't answer her calls. She take a long time to respond back to her text messages. And then she goes to Instagram and she sees that Claire has been posting a series of pictures. As she look at the pictures of Claire and her friends, she's in some of them she not. But then Claire started posting pictures of them two together. But the captions are crazy. The captions are about twin flames, about how sometimes you meet your soulmate and it's another girl, and how this person is so special to her and she's so glad they came in her life. And when she saw that, she was like, yo, that's crazy. So she just blocked her. She blocked her on Instagram. She blocked her on everything and blocked her phone number too. So eventually she goes out on a date and she's out to having dinner with this guy. When all of a sudden she looks up and she sees Claire walking in the restaurant and she's thinking maybe it's just a coincidence, but it's not. Claire walks right up to her table and says, we need to talk. She looks at the guy and she stands up and talks to Claire, and Claire's like, listen, you can't be blocking me. You can't just be running out of my life like that. And she tells Claire, listen, I don't want to be friends. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Please leave me alone. And Claire's like, you know what? Okay, forget it. And Claire walks out. Oh my gosh, she goes home and she doesn't hear from Claire for about 2 weeks. So she feels, oh my gosh, I finally got rid of her, until she looks out her door and she sees that Claire is moving into the apartment right down the hall. Oh my God.